One and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the absolutely incredible support of all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, and even those of you that are just hitting that thumbs up button, we're going to be taking a look at the new Masters of the Universe Origins MER-MAN. Which I know, you're going to be like, Paul, you already reviewed MER-MAN a while ago. Well, this one is a little bit different. This is specifically how MER-MAN looked during the time when Masters of the Universe was actually called Lords of Power. Obviously, Masters of the Universe sounds better, but Lords of Power was the working title for the show. But what's interesting is while the vintage figure took a completely different look, on the actual package for it, the figure looked like this. And subsequently, we got a 2000X version that also pretty much looked like that, in homage that original card back look for the character. But for the packaging on this guy, as you can see, very similar to all the Masters of the Universe figures that we're getting right now, except obviously this as the new for 2021 thing right up there. Of course, you got the blister, the little dimple right there, retro play and all that fun stuff. You can kind of see the mini comic there in the back. Got this from Big Bad Toy Store, which results in a really nice package. If I wanted to keep it in here, it's pretty good condition, and you can see it's even unpunched, which is a thing that some collectors like. I don't really care. Come around to the back of the package, and again, we are treated to absolutely gorgeous art, where you have MER-MAN in his slightly different than vintage toy look, battling Teela with, interestingly enough, blonde hair on top of a unicorn. Because, hey, why not? You can see other figures that are in this wave, including Faker, Fisto, a new version for Evelyn, and obviously MER-MAN right there. He-Man and Skeletor are figures that will always be pretty much available. Those are the main characters, and Mattel has said that they always want those on the shelf. And to be honest, those are the only ones that I ever see on shelves, which is kind of annoying. And then you can see that he holds his sword of Rakash. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but a lot of people have talked about how that kind of looks like a sword of corn. So basically that's what I'm going to call it. But for the packaging on this guy, that is about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here is that Lord of Powers version of MER-MAN opened up and out of his packaging. And you know, I kind of like this one. Now, like I said, the original package art had MER-MAN looking like this. That's where the whole kind of look for this guy originated, and they subsequently used this guy in terms of the overall kind of design of his face in the 2000X series. And he definitely has a little bit more kind of a goofy look here. You get the big bug eyes and everything. It's definitely a little bit more menacing than what they went with in that original vintage line. And to be totally honest, I kind of like him looking like this. I'll get into a little bit more on that here in a bit, but overall, really very nice looking. You can see for his accessories, he does come with that sort of Rakish. I don't remember what it is, but it's a little bit darker. All the colors are kind of a little bit different from the original one, but you can see a little bit more of a mustard yellow kind of sword as opposed to this one, which is a brighter yellow. Well, I guess they're both kind of mustard. Maybe that's just like regular yellow mustard. This is like kind of a Dijon mustard. I don't know. But basically the same sculpt. But there are a lot of other differences. The entire chest armor is completely different. The forearm sections are different, and the lower legs are different. Obviously to go along with the different head sculpt. As you can see though, you can have him in that squat pose, which gives him that more vintage kind of look, but you can also stand him upright, and you do see that there is a considerable difference with the sizing. So get him standing there. Might as well bring in that original one for the comparison. Now, like I said, neither of these looked how he looked in the Filmation cartoon. That is one thing that really always kind of bugged me for the most part. This is more of a recreation of that vintage toy, but you can see that there are a lot of differences between them. Number one, that head sculpt. Like I said, I kind of like this one a little bit more. Has a slightly, well, it's a different look. I kind of like this head sculpt. This is going to be reused for Stinkor, and I like that. It allows you to kind of differentiate the characters a little bit more. So I'll probably do some part swapping. One thing, though, that you see, though, is that the color of the body is a little bit off. This has a little bit more blue in it, which is a little bit more Filmation accurate, but you can't really swap the head easily because you have that different coloration. So that is a little bit annoying. Torso and everything is the same. The upper arms are the same, but you can see that the lower portion of the arms, these are the Skeletor lower arms and legs. You can see this one has this big giant fin, and then you look down at the shins, and instead of those little devil fin things there, he's got these little pokey bits that come up. And then of course you see that he's got a completely different chest piece, which is separate from his belt piece, setting him there. This piece right up here just attaches kind of like around his body and waist and everything, and then this one just completely goes around his waist. It's a completely separate piece. But you can see the differences between them are really good. I mean, like the yellow here, that was more on the Filmation cartoon as well. So I'm curious how this would look on here. You know, it doesn't look all that bad, to be totally honest. There is a noticeable difference, but it's not bad. I kind of dig that. I think I might go with that, honestly. But, oh, you can definitely see the difference with this one. That one has a much lighter tone to the rest of the body. And you can't really, now the instructions always talk about how you can part swap. You can't pull the lower arms out. Those are, like, permanently attached. So you can't do anything with these yellow bits. I kind of like the yellow gloves a little bit more because, again, kind of had a little bit more of that Filmation kind of look to it. So in general, I'm very happy with them. I don't have too much of a connection to this character because we never really got this look until the 2000X series. Just the packaging never really gave that to us in terms of the vintage line. So I guess it's just a matter of personal preference what you want to do. Like I said, I just kind of like this one being more of a stinker. He kind of looks more like a cat or a skunk of sorts with these ears like that. So I'll go with that. But in general, I do really like the guy. He does have a little bit more of a goofy look. Maybe that's why they decided not to go with this kind of look, because he doesn't really look like a bad guy, honestly. Articulation wise is all the same. You have the ball joint, you have the hinge, the swivels, hinge and swivels at the elbow, hinge and swivels at the wrist, the rotation at the waist, forward and back. Are those ball joints? I think those are ball joints right up there. The hinge and swivel there. You got a boot cut. The boot is actually, you can kind of see that's a little bit different of a color. So I don't know. Can those, I never thought that those can pop out. Can those pop out? I don't know. I don't want to force that. Oh, that kind of looked like it was, though. All right. Well, I just did it. So I guess if you wanted to, you could probably do that. Although, you know what? Looking at this, oh, no, that would be about right. So that would sit there. So, yeah, you could probably swap these out if you wanted to give it. But it probably would look better with the yellow if you were able to use the gloves. I mean, and I guess you could, because these just detach. That's permanently attached, though. But I don't know. How's this? I don't know how this really looks. I mean, you can kind of, yeah, see, that just doesn't look right, because it should go up higher, but at least the yellow matches with this a little bit more. So I don't know. Like I said, kind of like getting that on there. I kind of like the idea of using this dude, maybe swapping like the chest armor with this one. I kind of like the orangish color there a little bit more. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to play around with it. But there you are, guys. There's my look at the Lords of Power version of MER-MAN. I like him. He's definitely one that I don't think you have to get unless you're a big completionist for this line, which I seem to be. If I bought Ninja, I'm probably going to get all these guys. But this wave is hitting various retail locations right now. So if you are looking for this guy, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real easy thing and just go online at places like Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon. For both of those places, I'll put links right down there in the video description, where you can go there and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Masters of the Universe Origin figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do one very simple thing for me. And that's just to hit that thumbs up button. Believe it or not, that one very small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. I also have to send a huge shout out to all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, who through their direct contributions continue to help making reviews like this and many others possible. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming a channel member, where you can get exclusive channel chat and comment emojis, loyalty badges, early access to video reviews, exclusive member live streams, Zoom calls, the occasional giveaways, as well as access to the Optibotimus Plus only Discord, then please consider becoming a member of Optibotimus Plus. And for that, all you have to do is click on that little join button right down there. And as always, guys, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all for watching and taking the time to be a kid.